All right, we brought you out to the greenhouse today just to talk a little bit how our second year plants came through the winter. We've got a couple videos that kind of show how we prepped the area and then how they looked initially earlier in the spring before we actually started digging them out. So we've got a few trays on the table in front of us here, and we learned a little bit about some more management for that overwintering for these natives. So these trays in front of us here, you can see they look dug up. It looks like there's a lot of bare soil on the top. If you can notice that some of these plastic cells are eaten all the way out, and that is rodent damage. So I don't know what kind it is. I know we've got voles, we've got shrews. It looks like a bigger den that they were making. I wouldn't be surprised if it was voles that got in here. And so we still haven't dug the entire set of plants out of the snow yet, but I anticipate seeing a few more trays like this. So this is obviously frustrating. There is complete damage of some of the plants. You can see if I pull some out, that's a healthy heath aster. So we might sort through these trays, pull out the ones that still are intact, and then we'll wind up trashing out the rest of them, unfortunately. So that's one issue. As far as managing this, there are a number of over-the-counter products that you can put on spaces to keep the rodents away from it. One that we've used a lot and consistently on installation projects is plant skid, and that is actually dehydrated pig blood, but it acts as a mild fertilizer just because of the nitrogen in that blood raw material. And so I think next winter, my first thought when I saw this rodent damage is I should sprinkle a little bit of granulated plant skid on there and hope that that keeps the rodents out of the trays. So that's unfortunate, but thankfully there's a lot of good news. You can see several of these species I'll kind of bring in here. This is a prairie alum root, Huachara species or genus, and the roots look good. This red is great to still see that. If you look at the very middle of it, it's green, purple in there, and then that vibrant root color is really good to see. Usually if a root is dead, and I'll show you an example of that, it turns gray, brown, and a little bit mushy. So our prairie alum root made it through great. Some of these plants, they continue to grow underneath the snow in the winter. So this is a Canada rush, wetland rush species. Juncus genus, and you can see its vibrant white roots. I mean, they've continued to grow. They're growing right now with that bright green tip, and then they've got legitimate new growth there already just coming into the spring. So we pull those out, we get them in the greenhouse, wake them up a little faster, and it's always fun to see those big second year plants start growing and putting on size. This is a wild onion, allium. Really great, robust plant. It can take a lot of abuse in terms of drying and poor conditions, poor maintenance. And you can see these second year ones, that's the little onion that's inside it. It takes about 3 years, I've heard, for this thing to get big enough where you might want to, harvest it as something to eat, which you could totally do. It's got a beautiful flower on it, again, in the allium family. So a nice pink, white, kind of bobby cluster of flowers on top of that onion leaf. So we'll put them back in there. It seems like all of our grasses went through really well. And we've got a few milkweed that I was really excited about. That seems like it has in the past been one that we've had trouble getting through, and we got it out early this year, and we've got a lot of nice root growth on that as well. So we're excited about our second year plants. A lot of these are going to stay in their 6-packs and go to projects, and some of them will likely get upplanted into 4 or 6-inch pots, and then those will be available as well. So give this second year seedling carryover a try. I think it's definitely doable, and it really is a nice jump on the season to have those nice larger statured plants to plant right off the bat. So check out our other videos and stay tuned for more like this. Thanks.